People think relocating is just about finding a house, but honestly, the emotional aspect of moving is usually the hardest part. I'm Bekah Jasperson with Jasperson Realty, and we're gonna talk about this. People get so caught up in the logistical aspects of things that they typically forget about the emotional side of the moving or when they actually get to the new place. So what is your new routine gonna look like? It's gonna take some time to get used to where your new place and what that new normal really looks like, so to speak. And so I think people get overwhelmed by that and forget that that's a really kind of normal and typical part of moving. It sometimes is going to get maybe a little bit worse before it gets better, or it's just gonna be different, right? Like, it doesn't mean it's worse, it's just different, and it's gonna take some adjusting and getting used to. Especially when you first move into a house, it never looks the way your last one looked, right? Because you're organizing, you're getting everything where it needs to be, and so it just feels really overwhelming at first, especially if you have kids or pets and you're managing that at the same time. I think there's a couple of reasons, and one of them is that with more people working remotely, especially since COVID years, we had a lot of remote work. You don't have to be in the office full time. You can work remotely, or maybe it's some sort of a hybrid situation. And so it allowed more people and more families to not necessarily live in the city or exactly where they're working. So they are able to come out to like maybe the country area a little bit more, or a more rural setting, and have maybe more space, more seclusion, especially if they want to raise a family and have their kids be able to be outside without worrying about busy streets and things like that. And so I think as people age, they're maybe looking for a different lifestyle, especially if they have children, with just a little bit more quiet, a little bit more peace and seclusion, an area where their kids can run and play, and it's not like a busy, bustling city life. I have a lot of people who reach out to me who want more land, right? They want at least an acre. Some people want 3 to 5 acres, so they have a space that feels more like their own. They're not as close to their neighbors. It's not home right next to each other down the entire street, and they just feel like they have more privacy. The busy roads is one that I get a lot, especially with families that have younger children. They don't want to be close to a busy road. They want to allow their kids to be outside and not have to worry so much about them getting close to the road and pets and all of that. So I would say honestly, and I do tell this to a lot of my families and people that are moving, is to expect it to be hard. I think we go into it thinking, oh, it's not going to be that bad. And moving is a lot of work. Packing, you're putting your life into boxes, you're maybe getting rid of things. So it's just a lot of time and energy. And I always tell people, expect it to be difficult, expect it to be hard, because then if you kind of have low expectations for it, you're emotionally prepared for it to be difficult, rather than only focusing on, oh, it's gonna be fine, you know, we're moving to this great place, which is also true, but you also need to consider the whole picture. And it just kind of helps you prepare for it a little bit more, that it's gonna be rough for, you know, a couple weeks or so while you're making this move, while you're packing, while you're getting everything ready to sell. We're here to make it easier, but obviously we can't do everything for the sellers. And so there's gonna be some times where it's difficult, and that's okay, right? That doesn't mean it's the wrong move. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be moving. It just means that it's a difficult period to get through, and it's only for a short season, for a couple weeks. And once you move, then it's on to a new season. I'm Bekah Jasperson with Jasperson Realty. We help buyers in the southeastern Wisconsin area. Check out our YouTube and reach out directly if you're looking to move to our area. We would love to help you.